it is official. Paul Pogba is back at Manchester United. He's come home. We are all, I think every Manchester United fan is delighted with this news. It has just dragged on and on and on. I mean, it has just got so boring. But to actually see him sign for Manchester United, that is it's more of a relief now for me, because I think some fans were even thinking it still wouldn't happen. You know, so many journalists, DiMarzio, Duncan Castles, so many people out there have said it's a done deal. Sky Sports have said it, you know, that it's a done deal. It's going to be 48 hours, 72 hours, and he will complete his medical and be in Carrington and all this dog shit. And it just wasn't actually materialising. The 48 hours, the tomorrows, tomorrow never come, to be honest. But I always knew that it would happen. He was on holiday, you know. It was just a matter of time, you know. If all these journalists were saying that it was a done deal, you know, not all of them could have got this wrong, you know. If one or two are saying one thing and contrasting with another, then you know it could well be that some of these journalists were just bullshitting. But when they all come out and pretty much say the same thing, all the papers are, you know, you can usually tell when all the papers are linking the same story, that a deal is done, then you know it is pretty much done. You know, if one paper's saying one thing and another saying another, then you're never quite sure what is happening. But when they all come out and say the exact same thing, you know that the deal is pretty concrete. And to be honest, there was no reports that Real Madrid were going to still get him, so I was always confident, unless the deal completely collapsed like the David De Gea one last summer, then it was always going to happen. But you know, Juventus wanted it done, really, I think, because they're getting so much money for him. You know, maybe they're going to come out and say they didn't want to sell him, but you know, they've got a huge amount of money for him, and they've brought in Higuain in order to bolster their attacking options. You know, they've already got Pjanic in midfield. So to be honest, getting Gonzalo Higuain in was massive for them. That will probably be enough to at least secure them the Scudetto again this season. So to be honest, if they win the league again this season, Juventus, I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Because you look, the Champions League is very, very difficult, and they've got a quality side anyway. Manchester United, on the other hand, need this deal so much more. They need it more than Real Madrid did as well, because Real Madrid have got an absolute stacked midfield there with Toni Kroos in midfield, you know, Luka Modric in midfield. That is two of the best midfielders in world football. They didn't need him as much as Manchester United. Manchester United have had a dog shit midfield for a number of years now, and he is one of the final pieces in that jigsaw for us going forward. Whether he's good enough to help us win the league, these 4 signings that Manchester United made, I'm still not convinced that we can win it. The defence probably needs one more final piece in the jigsaw there, but maybe even, I'm still not totally convinced with right back. But apart from that, we are solid to go. We should have a better season than last season with the squad that we've accomplished now. There will be some more players going out, but overall I'm fairly confident going into the season. You know, last season it was all doom and gloom at the end of the transfer window, but it's pretty much, we may still sign someone else, but he said, Jose Mourinho's made it clear that it's only going to be the 4 signings at the moment. But if someone quality does arrive on the scene, he's not going to turn them down, and he will sign them. But going forward, hopefully we can at least challenge for the title, hopefully win a cup competition this season. I mean, it does put pressure on him to win the Premier League, but only one team can win it. So, you know, if we fall short, then in his first season, you've got to give Jose Mourinho that. He went back to Chelsea and only finished 3rd in his first season back for his second stint at Chelsea. You know, he's not a complete magician. It will take a lot for Manchester United to turn around from 5th position, where we were a poor side. You know, we've had to bring in 4 quality players in order to improve the side enough. You know, Leicester didn't really bring in a lot. I know they brought in N'Golo Kante and 1 or 2 others, Okazaki as well, but a lot of their side was already there, built from Nigel Pearson the previous season. So it's going to be a job. You know, you can't just change a whole team around and go on and win the. Well, you can, but it's going to be a job. And there is strong competition this season. You know, Liverpool aren't going to go away. They're stronger. Arsenal are still going to be there or thereabouts. Tottenham are going to be strong. then you've got Chelsea and Man City, who I think are going to be the stronger competitors. But I'm really delighted with this signing. You know, if you'd said that we'd got these 4 signings that we've signed at the start of the summer transfer window, I would have been over the moon, and I would have probably fallen out the chair. I would have been so shocked. So I am shocked, but anyway, I'm so happy. Let me know your thoughts on the situation. Are you satisfied now that we can go on and win the Premier League with this squad, or are you still worried that we're not got enough players signed this summer? Let me know your thoughts below. But anyway, it's now finally come in. You know, it doesn't sink in until the signing is actually there in the Manchester United shirt, because you know always there is in that back of your mind that the deal could fall through, but it has gone through. I'm more relieved than excited now, because I was more excited when the likes of Damasio and that actually announced it was a done deal. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See you.